What's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to be explaining to you guys how I built this custom Fender Eliminator for my motorcycle. So this is a 23 Kawasaki Vulcan 650, and I went through 3 different design ideas before I decided to do this, which I have seen people do. Everyone that I have seen, the LED strip is mounted on top, or they order the light that goes all the way around, which does look really good, but it's about $170. This whole thing cost me about 60 bucks. You do need a good amount of tools to do it, but it is pretty simple, and everybody's is going to be different. As I'm going over this, I will insert some video clips of what I did as I was going through it. So first thing, my first design idea was mount the LED strip just like this and have the license plate come down. But then I decided I wanted to be able to flip the license plate and show it when I wanted to and hide it when I wanted to. The problem with that is there's not a whole lot of room in here to actually fold the license plate. So I drew up a template, which I will insert here. So that poster board on the left is what I used for the actual template, and then after that I transferred it to this first metal template. And that template, basically the bracket was going to come down, come at an angle where the LED strip could land on it, and then back and down, and I was going to have a hinge on it. I bought the hinge and everything, but it just did not work out. It was too long, and I had the shortest hinge that I could find at the hardware store. So then my second idea was just have the license plate sit under it, be done with it. And I built that bracket and got everything fabbed up, and I just did not like the way it looked with the license plate hanging. It still looked kind of gaudy, and I hate the OEM one, and it just reminded me of that. So that's when I really decided just to pull a trigger and do this bracket. So after I made the template, I went to Lowe's and bought an 18 by 24 sheet of metal, which was about $10. Everything I say that I bought or purchased in here, I will link in the description. So that sheet worked perfect because I was able to cut 2 templates. That was after I took everything off the bike. I took the seat off, the fender, both these trim pieces, and the metal bar in here, and then I had to completely take off the OEM fender. Then I had to go through and match up all the wiring on the bike. Then I had to go through and cut all the wiring to the OEM fender, test it, label it, then cut the wiring for the LED strip, test it and label it. For that, you either need butt connectors, heat shrink, or soldering gun, however you want to actually connect them, and wire strippers. So this clip is when all the wiring is hooked up. Now it looks terrible, but I did clean it up and fix it. I just want to show you guys how it was labeled. So after I tested that, I made the bracket. I had the fender on and off probably 20 times trying to get the right angle of this because I wanted it to be perfect where it still was tucked in under the fender, just a hair where it looked nice and flush, but also had the angle. So after I made the first bracket, I did trim too much metal. So this is the piece of metal I used that you guys seen at the beginning of the video. This is what I got cut down to. And this is why the sheet of metal that I bought worked perfectly, because after I cut this one and made any adjustments, I had enough metal left over to make the final product. And then I made the second bracket that was a lot better, but I still did trim a little bit of metal. So after that, I took some JB Weld epoxy that turns into like a metal. I built up an edge in here and then sanded it down and painted it. So if you actually look in here, it looks nice and smooth. It looks great. This is the final product after I made the template, the first bracket and the second bracket. It turned out great, besides it was a little bit short on the right side, and I used some JB Weld to fix that, which I have a video in the description down below if you guys want to check that out. I cut another brackets. 1, it was time consuming, and 2, I've used that stuff before and it works great. But the way I did it, I can still completely take the light and the mount it's on off the bike, where it's not like I've JB welded this whole thing and cannot actually disassemble it if I need to. And then after I got all that mocked up, everything wired, it worked great. I had to order the relay for the hyper flashing, which I will have an install video posted this weekend because we also got front turn signals we were putting in. And then I had to order the license plate bracket because we had to mount the license plate somewhere. So the LED strip cost me $12. The metal to do this cost me $10. This license plate bracket down here cost me $22. And the relay cost me $10, and then you will need, you know, butt connectors, heat shrink, anything like that. So we're looking at a total of roughly 50 bucks. We'll just say 60 bucks to be on the safe side, because I'm sure there's some small things I had to buy in there. As far as tools, you just need your basic tools. The Allen keys you need, so I had to have 3 different sizes, and which all of them come with the bike. Wire strippers, I soldered mine, so I used a soldering gun and soldering wire. Then you will need a 10mm and 12mm to get this fender off. And then down here, like I said, this is completely different. You will need a drill bit, the hardware you want, and then obviously the sockets and stuff you need to actually get the wheel loose to get the axle bolt off. So if you guys have any questions about this, comment down below. I am more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. If there's anything you would like to see, Comment that down below. I do post weekly videos on auto mechanics, auto body, and how-tos. I have a whole playlist on this bike of really good content. It's not professional, but it's just me giving you guys my honest breakdown of everything I do. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.